What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Miami Comedy Podcast. How are you? Oh, right on the beat drop. What's going on? How you been, Miami? Yeah, needs more bass. Welcome to another episode of the Miami Comedy Podcast, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Miami Comedy Podcast, everyone. How are you? Happy belated holidays, everyone. I know that we just got off Merry Christmas mode in the city of Miami, but I'm still feeling it. Did you get what you wanted for Christmas? I didn't. But that's what makes Christmas so much better. When you don't get what you want because you go out in the real world and you get it yourself. Okay, you can't depend on Santa Claus to give you things in life. He's only there once a year. You're there every day of your life. There you go. A little motivation to get started immediately. Don't depend on Santa. He ain't even real. And now what's around the corner? What's around the corner? New Year's. And that's what we're going to be talking about today, everybody. We're going to be talking about what our New Year's resolutions are, or as I like to call it, resurrect the resolutions. Here we go, Miami Comedy Podcast. Welcome, everybody, on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook. Did I miss anything? The website, and everywhere in between. We go live with the people of Miami to see what it is that we're going to be discussing. And today, like I mentioned, is going to be about resolutions. So one of the resolutions that I've always wanted to do, that I've never gotten around to it, is waking up early. Well, I have done waking up early before, but it's never enjoyable. And I never go past I think the longest I've ever done it, waking up early, that is. The longest I've ever been able to do this for a long time, if I remember correctly, was probably like in 2016, and I did it for about 4 months. I woke up like, let's say, I think like 6 a.m., and I would go out and I would run, and I would eat breakfast, and I would do this ritual thing, and I did it for a while, a 6 a.m. morning, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, I did not like that at all. I did not enjoy that one bit. For 5 to 6 months, I was miserable. But one of the things that I've learned about myself during those 5 to 6 months is if you dedicate yourself to it, you're going to do it, right? But waking up early, is it really worth it? Is it really worth it to wake up early? I think it's a little, you know what's underrated? Being lazy. Why is being lazy so frowned upon? Think about it. If you do being lazy in a strategic way, you probably can get away with a lot, okay? And one of the things that I've been experimenting with as I try to bring in the new year is I deliberately get lazy. Hear me out. I deliberately tell myself I'm not gonna do anything until like 3 o'clock. And guess what, guys? I do a lot more because I've been so lazy for like 4 or 5 hours after I wake up that I then double time when it's time to go to work. It's like, I didn't do anything for 4 or 5 hours, man. I got to do something. I got to go to a show right now. Before I go there, let me go do something productive. And it works. I think the thing is, when people get lazy, they indulge. They take it overboard, right? You ever seen the movie Seven? You know, when that guy was discovered with like food in his plate? People kind of like go to that extreme. All right. As for me, when I get lazy, I do it and I give myself a time limit. I don't change from my pajamas. I eat anything I find in the fridge. I even do the lazy walk all across my house. I just drag my feet wearing my flip-flops. Gucci flip-flops, by the way. Miss Witt, welcome to the chat. How are you? All right, I'm walking around the house with my Gucci flip-flops. Nobody's girl around. So I spend time with myself. But just so the guys know, all right, if you act up with your girl, if you ain't giving your girl enough attention, just know that there's a comedian in Miami that has Gucci flip-flops that have yet to be worn in the appropriate setting. I'm just saying. Hey, you better watch out with Manny, man. I heard he got Gucci flip-flops on. Oh, man. Anna says, I'm going to fight you, as they say. As they say. I don't know what that means. Cynthia Martinez on YouTube. Welcome to the chat. How are you? So share with me, guys. What is your New Year's resolution? Or better yet, what's a New Year's resolution that you haven't been able to implement in your life? Maybe there's something that's counterintuitive. Maybe if you want to wake up at 6 a.m., stay up until 6 a.m., huh? You got to be smart. If you want to be awake at 6 a.m., pull an all-nighter and then go to sleep like at 10:30 and then wake up at 5. You did it. You're on your way, okay? Because some people think, all right, if I want to wake up at 6 a.m., you got to fall asleep at 8 p.m. What? Who falls asleep at 8 p.m.? That's not productive. I want to wake up at 6 a.m. to be productive. Well, what time do you got to go to sleep? 8 p.m. That's not productive. There's little obstacles that get in the way that a lot of people aren't aware of, okay? And maybe this is one of them. So what are your New Year's resolutions? I wanted to get fit. I'm pretty fit now, but I can be fitter, okay? I lost a lot of face fat. But there's still more to go. I want abs. I want to know what it's like to have abs, man. But the thing is, those that have abs have a very unhealthy diet, in my opinion. You know, I've said this before. You go to a restaurant, your boys are around. They're like, oh, yeah, let me get a burger and some hot wings with a side of fries. And then you're like, yeah, let me have a Mandarin salad and a cup of water. The waiter's going to be in disbelief. Like, this your boy? You guys are hanging around with Mandarin salad, boy? And then now you're embarrassed, right? Because you got to go out and you got to eat this kind of stuff on your own in private. You know what I'm saying? It's a situation when you order things that are a little out of the ordinary because you want abs. As a matter of fact, I call it abnormal dieting. Oh! All right, let's see. Deviant says, make more money so I can cheat in peace. Cheat how? Cheat how? Had a career change, so I'm making less money and I'm not confident enough to cheat right now. All right, well, here's your counterintuitive, Deviant. Have the confidence to do more cheating without the money being involved. All right? Here's what I used to do when I would go out on dates. I immediately would walk in and I would say the first round is on me. This was back in the day, all right? Maybe you guys can use this. All right, especially guys that don't make enough bread when you want to go out on dates. You say the first round's on me. They're independent women anyway. They're strong, independent women, right? Some of them want to buy their own drinks, and some of them want to buy you drinks. I've been on dates where girls insist they buy me a drink. So if you lay down the reality of like the first round's on me, next one's on you, they might play along. And those that don't, are they really worth it? I'm just saying, deviants. I'm just saying. That's a little tactic for you. Becoming Tabitha says, meditate daily. Meditate daily as the New Year's resolution. All right, let's look at meditation. You can meditate during a nap. There it is. There's the counterintuitive right there. You don't got to be sitting down Om style with your legs crossed in order to meditate. That's kind of cliche. Just lay down and take a nap. Your mind is clear as hell because you don't know what the hell's going on while you sleep, right? You just black out. So meditating really is a misnomer. Take naps, all right? Cat naps, siestas. As a matter of fact, if you stay up till 6 a.m., a la waking up early and being productive Manny G style, you can meditate right after that, okay? So check it out. This is the lifestyle right here. Save money. When you go on dates, say, I'm going to get the first round. And then you stay up late. You stay up late at 6 a.m. so then you get your next resolution in. You're now productive at 6 a.m. because you're wide awake. You fall asleep around noon, 12:30, and then you say that's meditation. You're already on your way. And then that gives you more confidence for Deviant. Much love and support, man. Keep doing your thing. Thank you, Deviants. Melinda, welcome. Alex 8, welcome. We're here talking about resolutions and what we're going to be doing in order to be more productive. What's another thing that I like to do? I like to read more books. I know, it sounds nerdy, but let me hear me out. Books, for me, have become one of the biggest game-changing activities that I've been doing for the last 6 or 7 years, okay? When you read often, you'll be surprised the way you solve problems that people don't even know how you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're reading some stuff, your brain starts making these connections, and then when you go out in the world and you start using these connections, people look at you like you're doing magic. How did you know how to write that piece of advertising? Oh, a book I read 3 years ago. To this day, I'm still learning about how to do advertising. Oh my God. But here's the thing, man. The thing about reading books, when you're actually picking it up and like putting it in your face and reading it, it's the same thing as ordering the Mandarin salad. People are gonna be looking at you weird. You read? Why are you reading? You tell somebody on a date you read. Oh my God, that's so fascinating. And then you try to explain what the book's about. Yawn. Oh my God, he wants to talk about books. Let's go to Club Live. No, let's go to Books and Books in Coral Gables. They got a great collection. Oh my God. Yeah, it's not gonna work out. Or they'll ghost you. They'll leave you on red. No, I'm sorry, we're not compatible. But do it. All right, read something. I'm telling you. No one wants to tell you this. No one is going to tell you this. It's too cliche. It's too nerdy. It's too past tense. But I'm telling you, man, if you really want to up your game, just pick up a book that you like and finish it as fast as you can. And none of that audio stuff. All right? The audio stuff is for lazy people. How many times have you tried getting like an audio book and then you're just blanking out as it's going in your earlobe? It happens, right? You're doing the dishes, you're thinking about something else, and you're not paying attention. You actually got to sit down physically, read the thing so you can totally comprehend it. And then when you go out in the world, believe me, it's going to pay off. But when you're sitting down looking at the words and the letters, it's not paying off because you're sitting there. It's when you put it into action. All right? How do you get a yacht? Let me learn how to sell real estate so I can get that real estate money and buy a yacht. Next thing you know, you're doing blow on a yacht. All right? It's the connection that book gave you. Then you've got the sex workers that we spoke about a couple of weeks ago on the yacht. Manny, how are you living this lifestyle? A book I read years ago. It was nerdy at first. Now it's a lifestyle. What do you think about that? As a matter of fact, this is what you do. As you're banging a sex worker in your yacht, have the book visible in the distance so you could just look at it and just do a little nod. Oh man, that's actually pretty funny, man. It's like make sure you have like a bookshelf wherever you like making love in, whatever room or place that you like having sex in. Have a bookshelf there so that when you look up, you know, people prefer having like a mirror so they can see themselves doing this. Have a bookshelf so that when you look up, you're like, I read that to have this. And people don't even know how. That's actually some facts right there. What's up, Kev? Tiffany says, I love audio. Okay, well, Tiffany, if you like audio, here's what you can do. I admit, I do listen to audiobooks, but not passively. Meaning I'm not going out doing something and having an audiobook play in my head. What I do is I sit down and I have the book in my hand while I'm listening to the audiobook. But here's what I do. I speed up this is a great life hack, by the way. I put it like a 1.5 speed so that as you're reading it, you listening it sped up forces you to speed read. So like a 7-hour book, then it becomes like 3.5. And then you can finish a book in a day if you're really dedicated. There you go. Who would have thought that when you tune into the Miami Comedy Podcast, you're going to be getting some great insight along with some giggles. You can't beat this podcast. And it's daily. Ish. All right, I've been off for a few days. It's the holidays, man. I got to take a week off too. All right? I got to relax too. You think that while you guys are there laying down watching me rave and rant about random things, I can't do that same thing? How about you guys go live? And let me look at you. What else? So much knowledge and laughs. There you go. What else is your New Year's resolutions? What's a popular New Year's resolution? As a matter of fact, let's go online. We can go online. That's the beauty of the internet. Always at our fingertips. What are popular New Year's resolutions? Or what are ones that you guys want to do? Exercise more. We already talked about that. Common. Lose weight. That's the same thing. Get organized. Oh, that's a great one. I'm not an organized person. I go with the flow, and when I look back, there's a mess. It's unfortunate, but true. So as an unorganized person, what I do, here's the thing, man. When you make New Year's resolutions, you got to be specific, okay? Because saying something like, what's your New Year's resolutions? I want to be more organized. Good luck with that. Be as specific as possible. This is another life hack. Be as specific as possible. Instead of saying, I want to be organized, say, I'm going to dedicate an hour a week to organize. Oh! I swear to God, I'm going to start putting a paywall on this podcast for all three of you guys. There's just too much game. There's too much game coming out of this podcast. Now, it's making me a little uncomfortable. Right? I'm just putting all my knowledge out there, and it's making me upset. I'd be the worst motivational speaker, right? I ask for set amount of price. Be like, all right, I'll speak at the college or university. I'll do 15 grand. And then I'm going up. It's like, when you set a goal, be as specific as you can. You know what? I shouldn't be sharing this knowledge, man. This knowledge is above what I asked for. I want more. I'm going to be doing that on stage. I shouldn't even be talking about this, man. You guys ain't even paying me enough. If you guys want me to say the next thing, here's my Cash App. And then I put it on the PowerPoint presentation. That's my Cash App right there. If within the next 5 minutes I see we reached our goal, I'll continue the lesson. That'll be the kind of motivational speaker I would be. What's up, Elquise Rick? So be as specific as possible. And you know what? That's actually a good New Year's resolutions for me. I'll do that. I'm going to dedicate, you know what? I'm going to write this down. This is actually a good one for me. I'm glad this article brought that up. Dedicate 1 hour a week to be more organized. No, to organize. To organize before the new week. There you go. So maybe like on a Sunday. Yeah, like even more specific. Sunday afternoon from 12 to 1 p.m. I will dedicate 1 hour to organize before the new week. Oh, we did it, everybody. We resurrected on New Year's resolutions. What else? Live life to the fullest. What does that mean? I've got a heroin addict because I've become a heroin addict because I want to live life to the fullest. What is it? Be specific. Live life to the fullest. Do you want to travel more? Do you want to write in your journal more? Do you want to love your lover more? What does live life to the fullest mean? That's very subjective. You know what I mean? Learn a new skill or a hobby. In what category? You know what I'd like to do? I'd like to get into arts and crafts. My mother has this wonderful, as a matter of fact, this is a great one. My mother has this wonderful garden, right? And every time I try to buy her something for her birthday or Christmas, if it's plant related, like she lights up. She loves that kind of stuff, right? And so I'm looking into, apart from always getting her plants and like, places to put the plants, I'm looking into getting like fountains, right? Like fountains or big vases where you could put multiple plants. But those things are expensive, man. Like I go to the Sunset on Sunset, there's a place, if you go westbound, where it's like a bunch of gardens and it's like plant nurseries and stuff. But then whenever you go to the pottery section, I guess they make it in-house. It's expensive. Like one vase is like $300, $400, $500. A Buddha statue is like $600, $700. I even saw a Buddha statue that was $1,400. I'm like, did Buddha approve of this? This isn't a very Buddhist price. How dare you put the Buddha with a price tag for $1,400? Didn't they ask to live below your means? This is way above the means. If Buddha would come down and see the price that they're putting on his belly when it comes to statues, he would come down with the wrath of God. Who would have thought Buddha would cause Armageddon once he comes down back to earth and sees the price that these people are selling his caricature in? Oh, it's getting me upset thinking about it. So what I want to do is I want to learn how to get into like pottery, right? Like I'd like to get like into clay and really work with that, right? Like really use my hands and start like shaping some vases. And I've got this big grill, right? So I could turn like a certain part of the grill into like a kiln and then put the vase in there, kiln it up, right? You just YouTube it. I'm sure there's a YouTube guy out there, you know, some hippie in the forest somewhere telling you how to do this stuff. And then you like cook the kiln and then bam, arts and crafts. You're making your own vases. Then you paint the stuff. You use watercolors or whatever. Probably not watercolors because they're going to run off in the rain. But you know what I mean. Acrylics, put some gloss on it. And then you put your face, right? And then maybe in the future, when somebody goes into our property, they find a little fragment in the backyard buried, and they pull it out, and it's going to be my handsome face with my schnoz and my high eyes. And they're going to be like, this is a very handsome man that lived here. Rumor has it that the famous Miami comedian, well, I wouldn't say famous, that the hardworking Miami comedian Manny Garavito used to live in this property. That's probably what I'm going to do. They're probably going to turn my garage into like a mini museum that people can come in and look around and be like, yeah, this is Manny's collection of books. On an episode of his podcast, he mentioned that whenever he brought home a lover, he would like to look up at his books to remind himself what got him to that point. This is where Manny was making his t-shirts. He sold a total of 28 shirts. I'm having too much fun tonight. Too much fun on the podcast tonight. Let's go ahead and end it here. All right, couple of reads before I leave. If you guys want to support the podcast, go to miamicomedy.com/podcast. Subscribe. Anything helps. Get badges. Go to YouTube. Shout out to Cynthia on YouTube. Thank you very much. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Anything, all right? Anything works. Anything helps. 2022 is going to be an amazing year, and I'm looking forward to it. All right? Tomorrow, if I'm able to go live again, all right? And it's not that I'm being lazy, even though I was talking about that earlier. It's just that scheduling, now that things are open, it's a little harder to go daily, but I do miss going daily. So I'm going to try my very best to do that as long as I can. And even if I miss a couple of days, I'll be back. All right? But tomorrow, if I go live again, let's continue exploring the kinds of resolutions that people want to achieve and the counterintuitive ways to achieve them. And by counterintuitive, I mean absurd comedy style. All right? Thank you guys very much for tuning into the Miami Comedy Podcast. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great night.